Hello, hello. Sorry about that. Had to check on prescription stuff. Um, what were we working on last time? That is the real question. Early rail. Oh yeah, rails are in the wrong stage, so that we need to move up. Because I think we technically get them at the stage we start using rails, but that's too late. Like we have all the resources for them before we start using rails. It's just a matter of the actual rail assemblers, I think, are not placed in time. Because the rail assemblers are here, right here. So we just need to move this furnace down, and we also need to move rails themselves down, probably like 2 stages. Although I don't think there's going to be a huge difference between these. It is something we need to keep in mind. We'll add that later, because that's really just a part of, this is more just staging. That's just part of the staging phase. What was that? Why did I get a notification? Early rails, staging phase. I don't know. I don't know what happened. It gave me like a pop-up and then things didn't save, but I mean it's probably not that bad. Okay, add fuel staging optional. We have the space. Okay, so one thing we can do to make these more consistent is we can't use the filter inserter idea because it turns out those don't exist. Not yet, at least. Hello, 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 hello. Tice, 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 tice. Yeah, 5 times. I said it right. Said it enough times. But yeah, last time we were toying with the idea of doing a staging station for coal or something. So the way we have it set up right now, it fills itself and then it recycles a little bit of solid fuel each time. Now we can get around this by instead using a train stop here and having a staging system here that puts in coal as opposed to solid fuel, something like that. Now, this does have the advantage of not being a good idea. No, it has the advantage of moving less fuel each time, recycling less fuel each time, which isn't a huge advantage, and it makes that these 12 can work constantly. So I want to test this with different inserter quantities, because right now we have, or not with different inserter quantities, but I want to test if this breaks with different stack inserter sizes, because this works right now with max stack inserter size. But what if we don't have stack size? We'll have stack 2 by this point. We won't necessarily have stack 3. We can also maybe say we won't have mining productivity 5. That seems reasonable. So I think this is roughly what we'll have here. So I want to see if we still have enough inserters even when things are a little bit backed up. Because the main thing is occasionally these back up and we lose like 2 to 4. Usually about 2. It's very rare that it's 4. That's weird. They all shut down briefly. I mean, that's why we have this logic here, but I'm not sure what could have caused that. I mean, I guess if they all grab fuel at once. I wonder if that's actually a problem. That might be bad. I might have the requirements set here a little bit too high. Might change these to 6. That's a little bit more flexible, I think. Actually, I don't think it's really gonna make a difference. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, as long as these can still move enough with stack size 2 at mining productivity 3, I think I'm okay. I think the design change made a lot more sense when I had 8 wagons and they had like a full red belt going into them. But now these have less, or sorry, a full yellow belt going into them, but now these have less than a yellow belt. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's not a concern anymore. However, how many inserters could I realistically remove? Obviously, we'd still need probably 4. We'd still need 10, I think. Okay, this is going to break the logic, but I want to test one less inserter here. And we're just going to do it completely randomly. That should be fine. Okay, We did break like the entire lane with that. Okay, now we're gonna test. Let's test the extreme of Stack Inserter 7. Why is there no sound? Oh, because I closed it. That's exactly what I wanted. Give me 1 second. Music. It just looks like File Explorer, so I close out of it a lot. Just for while I'm in editor mode, I play music externally. I've just played the soundtrack externally because it doesn't really play that often. Or at all. I haven't figured if it just doesn't play at all. Figured out if it just doesn't play at all. But it doesn't. It has a lot of like silences when you're in editor mode, especially when like these aren't making any sounds either. So I've just been having the soundtrack on constantly instead. But it is very easy to click out of and then just have complete silence other than me talking. Okay, so this actually might be worth it then. If we can reduce the amount of inserters down to this few. Oh, but now they're backed up. Huh. Is my math off? Why do I have 12 inserters? That's the real question. Yeah, why do I have 12 inserters? Do I not need this many? Are we inserter limited at all? I mean, this part's definitely drill limited. Which means these have way too many inserters. So I could probably decrease it. Because, like, it's not a huge... It's not a huge saving, right? But it could very easily be... I don't know, like... Let's see, we multiply 4 times 6? Probably even more. 4 times 6 times 2. We have about 50 times... Yeah, that would save about 1,000. Probably 500 to 1,000 inserters total. Depending on if we do it on the incoming side too. That's actually a fair amount of inserters that just are no longer on logic. Honestly, even with this many, I don't think they're backing up. We can definitely decrease it to 8, right? Okay, and then we'll do another test. So this one is with stack size. Oh wait, hold up. I didn't research mining productivity. This might... I don't know. It might not break it. I mean, it doesn't seem to be backing up. Now, more inserters does make it clear the initial buffer a little faster. Now, that was concerning that this wasn't full. However, I think that more has to do with the fact that we didn't have mining productivity, so I guess it wouldn't be full. These seem to be working, even with only 6. Is that right? Because we're only moving... How much are we moving? Let's see. This is 50 long, so it's 25. 25 times 1.5 times 0.25. So we're moving about 9.4 items per second. Which means, yeah, six effective inserters is enough. So we could actually... Honestly, if 6 inserters are enough... Well, I was going to say if 6 inserters are enough, then 5 inserters enough, but that is objectively wrong. Like, it doesn't work that way. Right, that's why we couldn't make the chest system work, because we need the 6 inserters. But yeah, I think this is all right. Okay, let's do 4. And that probably lets us clean this section up a little bit. Now for the unloading, should I also do 4? I feel like for the unloading I should do 5. I don't really have a reason for that. It just feels like I want to be able to offload a little bit faster, so that way one cargo wagon can make up for the other if I don't have a balancer. I guess if I have a balancer, it doesn't matter. Also, what am I doing? We can just put transport belt and this together, and then I can go through and do it with half as much effort, except for the fact that I deleted the wrong thing or something. Or no, I think the hitbox is off. I forget the burner inserters have a terribly small hitbox. Okay. We don't need this many here, but I think these ones aren't a bad idea. But let's get rid of 5 of them, I think. Let's see how fast it fills. Yeah, it fills pretty fast. Okay, so we'll delete these 5. Might as well save these, right? Like, these are effectively free. Now, I don't want to go to 4 here just because these are very important early on. And just because this belt will probably be backing up for a while, I just want to be able to burst out more while I can. Just because initially it consumes more fuel than it does on average. So on average we could probably only do like 3. Right, like on average I only need 3. We definitely don't need 6. We would only need 6 initially, so this seems like a good balance. On offloading, I can say, whoa, your color changed very slightly. I thought you were a different person. You can save 1 melt belt by moving the output underground 1 tile down. Ooh, you're right. Actually, I can save 2 belt, can't I? Does the side matter? Yes, the side does matter. Never mind. But yes, good catch. Like at this point, I mean, things that are free, we might as well save, right? Literally no downside. Perfect. Which means this can probably do the same. Actually, does the side matter? If we... Okay, so technically, we could sideload all of them here, and then sideload all of these, but I think that requires extra red belt, so I don't think that actually does benefit. So yeah, I'm just going to assume we can only sideload on the output. Because I think on average, we probably could sideload here and save another belt, but I think I don't actually care about the average right now for the unloading, because it needs to be balanced whenever it can, not whenever it has exactly 2 trains on it. Because that's kind of why we have the design set up like this. Moving all of the top 1 tile left might look neater. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and it saves the tile, right? Yeah, good catch. Now that we... Yeah, it saves 1 belt. But hey, 1 belt and it looks a lot nicer. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. There we go. Okay. I like how I messed it up in like 4 different ways. But yeah, that looks a lot cleaner. It does also kind of hurt my brain at the same time, but I like it. We can say... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. This is the one you already moved. Okay, that looks pretty good. Honestly... Actually, no. Red belt's not expensive. I was going to say we could save 12 red belt at the cost of a lot of yellow belt, but I don't think that's worth it. Because what would that cost? Yeah, 4 more entities. Okay, we could save this red belt if we want. Now that we have this gap here, we could have these go to the left instead. Yeah, probably not worth it. But it is something we can consider. Okay, these seem to be good, right? Yeah, I think I'm content with the amount of inserters I have here. I don't think this setup is... Oh, okay, because they have the buffer chest, maybe this setup is fine. This takes a little bit too long to empty. So maybe I need 2. Or maybe I can raise the internal buffer. Actually, no, the internal buffer doesn't make a difference. I guess the trains come by infrequently enough that it doesn't matter. That's why we have these internal buffers. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. Let's see if this actually fills, because that's what will tell us if this is done properly. I don't know why I set it to times 64. We can only run it at like times 8, which makes sense. This is pretty much 10% of our base. Okay, that's actually not... That's not good. Mining productivity. Okay, this probably isn't the problem, but I don't know what is. Maybe our time is just off. Huh, yeah, these aren't filling fully. Okay. I like how there's like this little burst. Okay, so this one definitely needs we need to decrease the time, I think. Yeah. So early on, there's stuff backed up on the belt. I think that's why they're kind of like tied initially, and then it starts to fall behind, because we have this much of a belt buffer, which is fine because these don't really back up that much. So it's not like we're losing a ton of resources during that time. Okay, so let's try 170. Is there a better way to do this? Yes, there is. We can do math. We know exactly how much we're producing. I said it was like 9.4, right? 25 times 1.5 times 0.25. 9.375 per second is our average production. So we take 50 times 39 divided by that. 208. 208. Is that right? No, because there is the time where it backs up. But yeah, it's probably something like 200. That's probably reasonable. I can't believe we're using trains and they only move every like 3 minutes because burner inserters are just that bad. Okay, I mean that's fine. Having it too high, I think, is better because we also have the filled condition. Okay, and then we also need to do 200 for the emptying, which I did on the left one for some reason. Why use a timer instead of idle? So because of the fuel consumption, it never idles long enough. Like it moves just enough fuel for it to never get the inactive moment. Unless it backs up for like a really long time. So I guess never is not the right term, but it'll be inactive. The inactive time is quite high. Because it has to back up the entire belt before it truly becomes inactive. Usually. I don't know, we could try it, see if it doesn't break that bad. Because we have changed our design since we last tested it. Maybe it's not much of an issue anymore. I kind of want to see what it looks like without any of this. Actually, I think 1 second is too low. Just because the burner inserters barely move in that time. Yeah, we can't do 1 second. We could do 2 though. Wow. Crazy to think that burner inserters are just so bad that literally one full activation of it, I think, triggers the idle inactive animation. Where is it? Is it this one? Yes. I actually really like I really like my station though. I mean, there's probably some things I could do to improve it, but it works fairly well. There we go. Okay, so 2 seconds idle should be a lot better. Okay, it does seem to be decent enough now. I wonder if we were testing it while the things still had an internal buffer to fill. Like maybe we still had a buffer chest, because we definitely tested it before with inactivity and it never left. But I might have accidentally had like a fuel voiding buffer. That would definitely cause things to be different. Okay, so that looks all right. Can can inactivity break things? Is that bad? I guess the issue with inactivity is if one wagon empties unevenly. So maybe I should do a timer for the loading and an inactivity for the unloading, although at that point does it really matter? Because like the whole point of doing a timer is that way if I don't have a good balancer here, it's always going to leave if only one wagon is empty, which is very important. Because I don't want it to stay there. What are the other solutions? I guess balancers are just nice. Maybe I should just do a balancer. I like how right now we have three. You know what? I'm actually going to put a note of that. Um, Fixed train logic. There's like 4 kinds. All of the trains, I think, are slightly different. All of them work for testing purposes. I think in practice, one of them is better than the other. I just don't know which one it is. Okay. Now we needed fuel production, and we will have rocket fuel, which is nice. And then someone pointed out we want to make sure the blueprint doesn't have like 30 rocket fuel in it, which is very fair. That's a lot for what will amount to 5, 10. The 300 rocket, literally half a rocket worth of rocket fuel per train section. Yeah, that's not great to have initially. I think on average it won't mind. It won't matter much. Can you make these inserters have a fuel limit? You probably can if you read the outpost. I guess at the end of the day it doesn't matter. It's just when I'm pasting them. Because I'm worried that if I feed them rocket fuel, they won't get enough, because I do need a grand total of 3,000 for all of my trains, and that seems high. Actually, how many am I making? I'm making like 2 per second. That's not that high. Yeah, I guess that's not that bad. It just feels high, but that's because rocket fuel is, I've only ever thought of as getting the bare minimum for rocket silos. I forget how incredibly easy it is to make. Like, especially if you have an infinite source of, well, not infinite, well, yeah, basically infinite source of rocket fuel. Light oil. You doubt rocket, oh, it might, good point, it might not be worth it anymore. Good call. So initially, it made a much bigger difference because the train was stupidly long and I didn't want to have to add a 3rd cargo head. But now I don't think I care about acceleration so much. So yeah, let's test it without. Yeah, I have not even reconsidered that. Have not reconsidered that design at all since we started. Okay, how do I get rid of it? I mean, I guess we could just do that. It's not a terrible option. It's not a good option. But they will clear themselves eventually. Okay, there's 2 down. There has to be a better way. Cue infomercial sound music. So I don't know if there really is infomercial music. Okay, how long do I really run it? How long do I need to run it for it to empty itself? That's the real question. Probably not too long. But yeah, we already have solid fuel. We might as well use it. A lot cheaper too. Well, it's not that much cheaper. I guess that's why I was using rocket fuel, because the only part of rocket fuel that's bad is the internal buffer. Because rocket fuel is only 10% more expensive, right? Like, it's not bad. You get like 100 megajoules from 120 megajoules of solid fuel or something like that. Or 130. So I guess it's 30% more expensive. So it's really just the startup cost that matters. They still seem to, well, okay, I think it's probably burned through it by now. Yeah, they don't seem to go that far. What's the acceleration difference? It can't be that massive, right? Oh, 60%. So really, the reason it would matter is the time from here to here, right? Oh, this is a pretty unfortunate scenario for how the trains are loaded. Oh, I think it's because one of these is on inactive. So it's moving a lot faster. Okay, let's get the balancer set up. So I've been dreading this because it's awful. We need to get 7 yellow lanes out of this. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have a clue how to do that. I could start with the basic. Should I split them into yellow belts? I guess I'll make both and see how it works. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, never mind. Splitting the yellow belts ahead of time I do not think is a good option. I think we just have to accept we're going to use a little bit of red belt, which is fine. It's a very short stretch of red belt, but it makes it so much more compact. The main thing that I'm concerned with is the fact that we have 6 lanes here, and that's a very weird number to work with. Okay, so this has 6 inputs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can never remember which way a compressor goes. I don't know if it's supposed to go away from you or towards it. I think it's supposed to go I think this is mirrored over what it should be, right? Because I feel like you want your most important belt farthest away, so it's not sent to the other lanes, something like that. Okay, and then let's see. We're gonna be not voiding for a while, so I'm gonna wait to set it up. Wait, what? Is that for balancing or compressing? Let's see, 2 into 5 to 4. Under design on a Friday. Yep. Well, this is the first Friday stream we've had in a while. 2 times 5 to 4. Wait. Okay, I'm missing something here. But yeah, it's the first Friday stream we've had in like 3 months, so I wasn't sure what to do with it. Figured we need some extra days to do designing. We have okay, that's where it was. Yeah, we have 6 belts. They're not. It's only 4 belts of resources though, so it could be this. I don't think I need a side. Yeah, I should need a side balancer. These aren't coming from rails. Oh, that looks awful at high speeds. Yeah. I'm glad we both had the same idea. The game speed with red belt looks absolutely insane. Okay, so this compresses into 4, and then we just said ignore the 8th. Well, I guess we don't ignore the 8th belt, right? No, we don't want to ignore the 8th belt because we have 8.5. So this might be all I need because I don't think it really needs to be balanced. Priority splitters lead to uneven load. What's the... So are you suggesting I do like a balancer then instead? Because if I just use regular splitters, this doesn't really work, right? A 6 to 4 balancer, okay. Do I... This is gonna be done. Can I put a compressor after the balancer? Is that a bad idea? Okay. Oh, okay, so that'll make it that the train unloads evenly, but then I can prioritize which lane it goes to, right? That's a thing you can do. Okay. I get you. You know, I'm gonna have to look up Victoria. I have never done a 6 to 4 balancer book before. Hello, Rainquist. What are you doing? You said 6-4. What is that? Okay. Okay, I'm actually just gonna build it to see if I can make sense of it. So that gets split. This passes straight through. This thing does like a weird curve from here. But this gets looped around? What? Okay. And then this one goes through to here. Okay, good. I was worried this wouldn't work with red belt because it's a blueprint with blue belt. This is actually too far away though. So it might even work with yellow. Okay, yeah, this would even work with yellow, I think. I just had my spacing off. So this just gets truncated, okay. Oh, I guess it is going to be. I don't know what I'm expecting. It's obviously going to be a little bit weird. Okay, does that look right? I think so. I mean, an easy way to test, right? Load from just one of them and see if it looks like a even split. Let's put a chest here and then a loader. Let's see, where's the loader at? Okay, that seems reasonable. Like if this gets split evenly to the four, that's usually what matters. Okay. Perfect. A little bit of delay with different ones, which makes sense. So some of them took like an extra 5 seconds to fill, but yeah, that seems fairly even. I think we set it up right. Can I mirror this? This should work the same mirrored, right? Why do I care that much? Actually, yeah, because it saves a couple belt. Okay, this seems costly, but I really don't think it is. Yeah, we're comparing this cost to like 5 entire trains. Like this is not that much additional cost compared to 5 trains. It's not that bad though. Like you gotta keep in mind, I'm not like trying to save like a minute on a world record, right? So like spending an extra 30 seconds making splitters does not make or break anything for me like it would an actual like competitive run. Because this is not expensive, right? This is a grand total of 16 splitters. So it's definitely a lot less expensive than it feels. Like it hurts to do, but it's really not pricey. Okay, the real question is, does it work though? Honestly, I'm more concerned with the red belt cost. But I think we've automated red belt for a fair amount of time by this point, so I think we're good. Red underground, I don't think so. I think they're just not that much more expensive. I think that's what it comes down to. Because these are 11.5 per tile. And these are... Okay, they're very close. They're almost identical. They might not be cheaper, but they're not more expensive, right? Because this is 8 tiles. Yeah, there's like a price difference of like 5% at the with entity cost difference of way higher. But that's only if they're maximum length, so I need to make sure I don't cut the corners like this. Let's only do the ones that are maximum length. But yeah, it's a cost difference of about 5 to 10%, but an entity cost difference of much less than that. Okay, might as well, right? Doesn't save much. I mean, it does save. I mean, it does save like 80 entities. Actually, no, like 150 entities. Yeah, might as well. Because, yeah, this seems to be 8 tiles for 97.5, and this is 11.5 for 1 tile. So 88 iron-ish. No, 90 iron versus 97. I guess it really comes down to, do I actually have underground production? We might have to add an extra underground production in our base. I'm not sure. Because we have automated them by this point. I'm just not sure. Oops, that's not supposed to... Wait, we're not supposed to have these. And it leaves room for all kinds of things like vegetation and lamps. So true. We definitely need the... Speaking of vegetation, it was cursed. How do I remove that? There we go. There we go. Someone accidentally forced me to place vegetation, clearly. Okay. That looks good. They are automated. Yeah, they are. Oh, they're automated way earlier. That's what it is. They are automated, but they're automated before this spot because we need them for building our main base. Duh. Because, like, red splitters we didn't need until after trains. But red undergrounds we needed a little bit before just for upgrading, like, our smelting and stuff. These aren't really running. Is that just because... Okay, that's fine. Okay, that looks good. I feel like we're definitely going to have a lot of stuff stalled, but honestly, if the belts are long enough, maybe the belt buffer might serve as a decent chest, so I might not have a ton to be worried about. Also, we were losing about, 15% of our production there. Okay, this looks decent, actually. These are pretty close to full belts. And when I compress them, we'll have 7 full yellow belts out of this most of the time, on average. With probably peaks to 8. So I'm thinking we plan for each one to connect to 7, and then we send the leftovers to, like, the next lane and see what's missing. Because obviously we don't want to waste... We don't want to waste that iron, but I think 1 extra outpost might be worth it. Okay, now the fun part. How do we actually connect these? Oh. Yeah, how do we connect these? Okay, we might move them closer, because I haven't fully decided where we're going to do solid fuel, but I think if we do it inside the train tracks, we're off to an okay start. Because I don't really want to have to fit refineries and stuff here. Because, like, I was thinking we would do conveyor belts, refineries, train, but that's really weird to connect these belts. I think pipes are cheaper. Yeah, pipes are cheaper than, like, yeah, definitely. 1 pipe is cheaper than 4 red belts. Okay, and these are already filled. Perfect. Okay, this looks good to me. And there are times where they will be unloading and a little bit backed up, and that is totally fine. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay. Honestly, yeah, like the moments where we're not going to have a full lane are pretty short now that we can see them actually combined. Because before, when they were going and being voided completely, we were voiding roughly 50% faster than we could possibly void it IRL, right? Yeah, 4 to 6. Yeah, we were voiding it 50% faster than was actually possible with our setup. So this makes it look a lot more balanced, and when we have actual lanes connected that, back up, it'll probably look even better. So I am very happy with this. Should I add no. I was going to say, should I add one here, but that doesn't really do anything. It would be imbalanced. We might have some instances where it's a little empty, but I don't think it's that bad. Because we do have extra resources. Really wish we could have a buffer chest. I mean, I know technically we can, but it's risky. And I don't know if the benefit is that good. Because we're probably going to be limited by ore. Ooh, what did I delete? Everything. Cool. Okay. Perfect. My map button is right next to delete, which isn't normally a problem in vanilla, or in actual playthroughs, but it is definitely a problem when it comes to editor mode, because deleting is instant. Also, I'm just gonna start counting up from 72. We went from 1.6 to 160, 217 to 171. Because we got a little bit turned around in our naming scheme. And that's okay. Okay, so we have connected this, but it's not actually what we need. We need a copper and an iron. Now, I should probably put them as close together as I can get them, right? Okay, let's do the solid fuel belt, I think. Then I'd say we do refineries maybe here, chem plants here. Now, obviously we want a full belt of chemical fuel. Chemical fuel, that's not a thing. Let's pretend like we can use light oil for this. I don't think we can, but it's fair. So if we want a full belt of this, that is 30. So we need 3 more. Okay, so this is a full belt. Can we do 2? Wait, can I fit 2 belts in here? Not like that. Oh, no. That is unfortunate. It's very close. It is very close. Honestly, if I have to choose between being able to fit 2 belts and moving this rail 1 tile up, I think moving the rail 1 tile up is probably the better option, right? Because, like, this is much more useful of space than this. We could try weaving. Yeah, let's try that. Oh yeah, since this isn't rocket fuel, yeah, we should be able to weave. It does use more belts, but we don't necessarily need to do it on every side. Or sorry, it does use more pipe, but that's not necessarily a problem. So you're thinking something like this? Yeah, this definitely uses more pipe. Ooh, that was not the right blueprint. This is actually better. I guess we don't need to do it for all of them, right? We could just do it for the one on the end. Actually, does it use more pipe? It doesn't have to. I don't think it has to use more pipe. Yeah. Because now we can have this one here, double lane, then this one can be regular. Perfect. Okay, that lets us fit them in. Same amount of total pipe, because we only have to flip one of them. Perfect. Thank you for that suggestion. And then obviously undergrounds, because undergrounds are great and cheap. Perfect. That goes here, that goes there. I don't like my inserter pattern. Is that something that can be fixed? Yes. I just realized that the bottom half was offset from the top half for no real reason. There we go. Okay. So this doesn't give us a ton of space to work with, but it should be enough. I think there's no reason to not do this, though, right? Yeah. If we're going to be using undergrounds, there's no real reason to not do that. That gives us one more tile to work with in case we need to add something going through here. I don't have an idea of what we would need to move there yet, but I like the option. Okay, so this will let me get 2 full yellow belts, which I'm assuming is way more light oil than I have, but we'll see. Okay, how much does this actually consume? Oh, 300 light oil. Oh, that's not that much. That's really not that much. I wonder if I'll be able to fit cracking in here. Realistically, we're not going to use all 60 per train. Actually, we might. No, we'll need it for the first few trains. I don't think we'll need it the farther up we go, because there's a good chance we'll have enough leftover solid fuel to start compressing it. Because we're definitely going to have like a line of solid fuel here that sends all of the leftovers. Because realistically, we need to be able to fill up a lot of different lanes really fast initially, and then after that, our average consumption gets incredibly low. Like, I want our peak production to be like 10 times higher than the average production per like individual lane. Have I read today's Friday facts? I have not. I kind of forgot it was Friday. Is it about burner inserters? Is it a bunch of stuff invalidating the purpose of what we're doing? I'm sorry, what is that starting sentence? Grab your best lube? Ooh, wait, fluid overhaul. Interesting. I just see something immediately like not working, and I don't understand why it's not. Are fluids that messed up? Oh, throughput. Throughput sucks. Wait, so they're like, are fluids just gonna be better? Whoa. Longer pipelines have higher throughput but take longer to empty. Ooh, okay, that's really exciting. No, that is good. I feel like that's going. Do you think that'll completely invalidate the entire like 100% design? Maybe not invalidate, but make it a lot less necessary to have all those like cursed pumps. Because if the pressure stays higher longer, it seems like you definitely don't need as many pumps. And just filling more evenly is nice. You like the fluid gauges? Is that an actual thing? You mean like the little like green bars that they're using to like show how full they are? Or is there like an actual like measuring tool we can have now? Okay, that bar. Yeah, they're really cool for showing how this works. Now that's a good visual thing. I hope those get added to the editor mode. Cuz it's that would be really nice for like even just if it was in this menu, that would be super nice for like space exploration for me trying to track down which belts have fluids in them. Yeah, exciting that they're actually changing fluids. I honestly figured they were just gonna be like, you know what, we're not touching this with the 10-foot pole, and everyone would have to be like, yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you. Okay, we need to move this to this stage though. Okay, let's move it as far over as it can be. Ooh, wait, that works nicely. You're glad they've given up on fluids behaving realistically? Better for them to just work? Yeah, probably a lot better for performance too, I would imagine. I don't know if that's the goal of it. The goal honestly could it just be make them work. Okay, what is up with the we're just gonna ignore everything down. Let's see, where did we decide this was gonna be? Here on up. Okay, so this is the first instance of needing iron, and we don't even need iron here. I used iron as my starting lane, and this doesn't actually need iron for a while. But let's see, we can probably move this down. The real question is how. Oh, actually no. How? Yeah, we can move it down later. Okay, let's just start connecting it from here and see how that works. Now, okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. We'll move it to this stage. Ooh, wait, but this is gonna delete the trains, isn't it? Why are there no trains? I clearly don't know how stage blueprint planning works. We're just gonna copy this. Remove the snap to grid, and we're just gonna put this here. There we go. We have a train. I don't know if we copy the right one, but that's okay. Okay, now we can copy and paste this and move it down a little. So we want this as far over as it can go. Oh wait, how do we get the building train here? How do we get the building train? I think I have to actually take a look at the actual what the masters do because I don't know how they connect the building train and we don't actually have a spot for it. I guess we could connect it here if we realize we didn't leave enough space, but honestly, I think closer is better. Having realistic fluid would make sense if you could make more than one type of pipe, but this is not an HVAC simulator. What do you mean? Factorio wasn't designed just for the chemical engineers who just want to sit there and move fluids around? Nonsense. Where is it anyway? Normal 100 design. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely best. I think there's a limit for realism, and I think whenever it makes everything break, that's roughly the limit. Howdy, Degeva. It's going pretty good. Slight headache because trains are confusing to me. But aside from that, it's going great. Wait, do they... Wait, does the 100% blueprint build these all individually? Is that how it works? I figured they were part of the staging. Oh, good point. Fluid only moving in one direction. That would be... That would definitely complicate designs. Okay, I've never actually watched this part of 100% run. I just assumed they were all part of the stages. So when do those get built? Are they built by hand? We're definitely making them in stages. Like, it doesn't really matter to me what they do. I just want to know, because our requirements are a little bit different. I want to minimize blueprint pace, even if it means it builds a little bit worse. But I just need to find where it is in this track. What is this? Why is... That's my blueprint. Oh, I'm not looking in the blueprint book anymore. I accidentally clicked off of it. I was like, these blueprints don't look like 100% designs. New fluids with base-wide molten fluid networks. Ooh. Wait, molten fluids? Are they adding like angel-style smelting and stuff? Because that sounds fun. I guess they could also just be adding new things that require molten fluids. There you go. Why can I not find this? Wait, what is this?
Do you know why?
Oh, it's about trains. I thought it was... I figured it was going to be a link to Factoria things. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't read the ones about planets. I have like seen them pop up, but I don't tend to read them. It's not like I'm like actively avoiding spoilers, but just don't care that much about learning about the planets ahead of time. So just didn't know what they're adding. That's cool though. Yeah, no worries. That's why I mentioned I'm not like actively avoiding them. Like you don't have to worry about spoiling anything. I'm just not actively looking them up, I guess is a better way to describe it. Unlike the quality of life ones, I read those because they sound amazing. Okay, am I just blind? Where do they keep outposts? Compressor book, nice. Blueprint book. I thought it would be with outposts, but this is just the output train. Shifted stations, is this it? Do they just paste these by hand every time? No, there's no way, right? Are they actually, do they actually just sort through all these? That just doesn't sound right to me. No, because these don't really line up. Well, oh, wait, do they? Oh. Is that actually how they're done? Why are they so far from the base? I feel like I'm missing something. Because this doesn't feel right to me. This feels really, really far from the base to be... Oh, wait. It goes this way. No. No, that has to be right, because that's lining up with the inputs there. Does anybody who knows the base understand why they're designed this way? Why they're not like part of a staged blueprint? I guess maybe they kind of are. They're just not in the main blueprint. But I was expecting all of these to be together. Single radar. I'm sorry. Some of the blueprints are really funny. Like a single radar in a blueprint. I get it. It's easier to place blueprints like that sometimes than like find it on your hotbar. It's just really funny to see radar as a blueprint. I guess this is the main one. Oh, maybe if there's like a forest in the way or something, this is better. That's my only guess. Like if there's somehow water or something in the way. Because this seems to be the main one. Base. Yeah, this seems to be the main one. I have no idea what the other ones are about. They obviously have something, do something, but that's not that helpful of information. And then let's copy this. We'll paste it here because I want an idea of how these are set up. Blue base blueprint. Oh, okay, I see how okay, so this is the one that connects there, and this is the extension to make it that they can start with more trains on the rails. Ah, okay. I was trying to figure this out the other day without looking at it, because I remembered it had like some little like stick on the end, or some little tail, but I couldn't remember what the tail was used for. Okay, it is this one. Nope. Wait, what? Weird. Okay. There we go. Now everything should be good. Okay, I think I can finally understand what is happening. Which, I mean, it wasn't that complicated. I just, I didn't remember they had 3 rails. I thought they all managed to make it go on 2. So they just had like a bypass here. Actually, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, I don't think we have enough space here. Let's see. Okay, now I think we have enough space. Actually, this should probably be a chain signal back here. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, that one doesn't matter. This is just for the starting train. Actually, wait. If it's just for the starting train, why do I care? It was fine how it was. But it's fine now, too. Let's see. Where is the... I don't like where that chain signal is. Okay, so that goes... I guess I can just hold my finger on the screen, but that's not that scientific. Actually, it doesn't need to be. Okay, that's a wrong spot. Maybe I should have kept my finger on the screen. Yeah, we can technically fit 2 trains here. But we just need to make sure our starting trains are like awkwardly here and awkwardly here. But I think we can make this curve. Not like that. Not like that. What if we go up a tile? There we go. Okay, this can be the building train. And then it can pass by, I think it can pass through here just fine, right? Unfortunately, that does not work. We might have to add an extra tile between, which isn't really that bad. There's definitely definitely worse things, but yeah, if we can't get the belt through it, obviously it's not a good design. Okay, let's see how that compares. I think they also have a gap, right? Yeah, for like pipes and stuff. Okay, now there might be a way to make it that the building train isn't so bad. But ours already looks pretty massive, so I don't know if I care that much. Hello, Bantaboo. Welcome, welcome. Oh, and I'm assuming we need a circuit condition. Or not a circuit condition, but a rail signal. Is that right? Yeah, that's the one that connects the building. Wait, does that mean it can go here? I'm not sure. I haven't really thought of how I'm going to do the rail signals for the building train that hard. See, is there anything... Well, let's see. This is going to have a train on it. This train. The only alternative, I guess, is going under. I guess it's not going to make a huge difference on how much rail it uses. 363. That's not terrible, right? That's 400 steel. That's equivalent to one of my trains. Yeah. Okay, yeah, rail is fairly cheap. Actually, I think it's half that. It's like 200 steel. Because for some reason, I always think rail is a 1-to-1 for steel, but it's not. It uses one of everything, which makes two. So it's actually a 1-to-2 of everything. Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, it always used 2 steel. I think because it looks like that, and there's steel here, and there's steel here. But then what about the wood? Oh, could you imagine if rails needed wood? That would be brutal. Maybe one day. Maybe if they ever add... Maybe if they ever add bioprocessing stuff. I think they might be. I don't know if they're going to add like a wood farm. But, I mean, it's always a possibility. Okay, this should work now. Okay, so now we have our spacing. This is kind of expensive. I might have to look into using yellow belt here, which isn't that bad. That would require us to do like a 12 to 4 compressor or something, or like 3 to 6 balancers. It's going to be really weird. And I really don't want to have to do it. We'll have to see what our build speed is, because I think we're aiming to do 1 outpost every... Actually, no, we need to do math on outposts. Outpost math. Check on underground. Because the thing is, we're not using undergrounds at the outpost anymore. Or not many. We used to have a lot of red belt here. So now that we're not using red belt here, other than like this 80 for those like short stretches, which we can actually decrease pretty significantly. I think we could do... I think we can decrease the red belt requirement by like... not completely, but we can probably decrease it by like 30 for free, right? Like it wouldn't be worth 30 if it would like had downsides, but literally it's free. It's just a matter of setting it up. I'm really happy with I'm really happy with this design for the solid fuel. Okay, we're gonna put these all on the other side. We'll figure them out. Okay, so this gives us a good spacing to work with. I think we can just separate these two halves for now. Yeah, because there's no like signals on them that can be destroyed that matter. Let's see, they're all in bot range. Yes, I might move the rails over because I feel like this is cutting it a bit too close over here. Like if I have to, I don't know, go around a rock. Never mind. I was gonna say if I had to go around a rock or a lake, but we won't have lakes, so I don't really have to worry about avoiding those. Okay, so this can definitely go closer. And it starts here? I actually put copper on that belt. That's fine, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Do I actually need all of that steel initially? I think I don't. I have the steel lane built early, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. So most of this steel is going into rails, which means you could probably make do with one of these, which is one less section I have to connect. However, belt-wise, let's see. This is... Let's count furnaces, I guess? No, furnace counting doesn't work. This is 2 lanes of copper. Or this is 2 full lanes of iron. So how do I keep track of this? 2 lanes. This is a half lane. Actually, wait, how am I counting it? 24. Let's count half lanes, I guess. Okay, so this is 4 half lanes. This is 1 half lane. Then we have supplemental iron here, which is another half lane, it looks like. Yeah, because that doesn't go into steel or anything. Okay, so we're at 6 half lanes. The reason I'm counting halves is just because some of these aren't double. So that is 3 lanes total, and then this is 48 furnaces. So that's a full lane. This is a full lane. Okay. So we're up to 5 yellow belts. Plus this, which is another 4. So we're up to 7 yellow belts. So technically this is an entire outpost. However, we don't have the mining productivity yet. So I think we do technically need the first batch of train to supplement this steel. So we'll probably split that from up here, but copper first, which goes here. Oh my gosh, what happened to the train? I almost like I should not have kept that in train history. Okay, we'll just paste that. Let's clean up the inputs, I guess, now that we're actually, and let's step up the version number. Yeah, we're actually at the point where you have to connect the fuel and not just be lazy and say, hey, there will be fuel here. We have to actually do it. Okay, so obviously we want it compressed. I guess we can... I know we're going to have supplemental solid fuel. Do I want to... I guess the first question I have to answer. Do I want solid fuel to just be some kind of supplemental lane like this? I might... Actually, you know, that's not a terrible idea. And it's very easy to hook up. So if we can dedicate this spot and assume we're sending no more than 2 belts of solid fuel up at any given point, that's not too bad. And if we really need, they could be red belt. Because I'm just trying to get an idea for how much space I have. We'll figure out something here. I'm just trying to get the width of this. Well, we can make any form of compressor splitter here work, I think. But I think we can make the assumption that we need this to be that far away from the lane, which is 4 tiles. That's not bad. We can always compress it later, too. Let's see, are any of these offset? That is another question I have to ask. It doesn't get offset till the top, but honestly that's not a big deal because we can... Actually, we can't really shift the rails very well, can we? Like, we can technically shift the rails, but we need a large amount of... To shift it just 2 tiles requires us to do like a weird snake, which I guess we have the space for. Because we do have a pretty large distance between rail segments. Okay, I like how this is set up. This isn't actually the correct train. This is an iron train. And then we'll probably want... They do like fancy circuit logic to make sure that we can't actually connect the wrong thing. We'll definitely need to make sure we have that. Which is pretty easy logic to set up. Like, some lanes are easy to clear. A steel lane is awful to clear. I guess all of them are bad to clear. It's just steel. Steel feels the worst because it's going into another furnace, so you have to manually clear the belts. Like, if you mess up an iron lane, you can just put a buffer chest. You can't do that with steel because you just get nothing. But both of them are kind of catastrophic, so I guess it doesn't matter much. Okay, so fuel's coming from here. Let's give it an extra tile. And then it gets sent to, let's see, 1, 2, 3 separate spots. Let's do 2 for now. Okay, and then this can get split into a red belt. Let's see, can we put it farther away? Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to do some kind of like black magic here to split these. For now, let's do this. I'll probably have... I might have the thing that stops them right here at the beginning. Just there's less of a belt buffer. Or right here. Actually, that would work. I think right here would work. So it's pretty simple logic, right? So it's just saying read belt contents. And then disable if not copper. Is that right? No, that's not right. Surely there's logic here, right? That you can use. Does it need a combinator? Everything not equal to iron. Okay, does that stop the rail or does it just make a sound? Wait, you can put everything in... It did not occur to me that you can put everything in a belt. Everything not equal to iron. Copper, let's see. So if I do this... I think I messed it up. What? What did I do wrong here? Yeah, I definitely did not do that right. Anything? Well, now there's nothing. Okay. I thought I understood it. Clearly do not. What am I missing? Oh, equal? No, I thought I tried that. Everything equals iron. Or everything equals copper. Okay, I don't know what went wrong. I could have sworn I did that the second time. What did I change it? Oh, did I? Oh, I think I changed it to everything equals iron, as opposed to change it to everything doesn't equal copper. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so this goes here and here. Perfect. Belts. See, and I'm thinking we have to do some like weirdness with rotation, right? I say weirdness like it's a weird thing to. It's literally just rotating a belt. There's nothing weird about it. The stagger here is not right. Let's move this up. Okay, that should still be on the same side. And then this weird underground situation is all about like balancing the belts. Okay, if we rotated beforehand, I don't think that really saves things. Now these other ones will probably rotate before, because they'll already be going up, and then we can sideload it like this. But this one I don't think we have to be concerned with. Can I shift this over a tile? I guess what I could do... Actually, no, I don't really want to go down to the next area. That actually has to be something like this, I think. And now there isn't going to be this large gap. I'm just leaving it, because a straight line is easy to get rid of. Can I switch which side they're going on? I think I can, right? It's like this. Maybe? No, that's not. I don't think that's any better, right? They're literally the same. Yeah, they're literally the same. Same belt cost, I think. Yeah, because one of them moves this down and saves this belt at the cost of an extra belt there. Okay, you know what? This does not matter. Do not know why I care about that. Okay, and then this one also goes to another copper lane here, which I guess I can compress over to the side. That reminds me, let's get rid of these. Force delete. We're doing these all on the wrong stage, but stuff on the end is going to be easy to restage later. Okay, so that can go farther over. Perfect. And now this, everything is... Oh, why are these on? Oh, what is this design? Did I not have space or something? This is a very weird setup. Because most of the time, I sideload things on the same side of the belt, but for some reason this one is not the case. I wonder if I can switch which side of the belt these are on. Let's see, let's copy this. Because I don't really want to mess with that right now. Okay, we'll speed it up a little bit. Just so I can visually see. But I want these to all be on the same side of the belt, so if I could switch the iron and copper, that would be very nice. It just makes it a lot easier to do the side loader. But there is a possibility that I just couldn't get it to work. Okay. So if, let's imagine copper's on the other side. Is that all it takes? Pretty sure that's all it takes. Yeah, pretty sure that works. We just have to actually, copy it correctly. Okay, I think that fixes it. I wonder if there was, honestly, I was gonna say that I wonder if there was a design decision for that, but it was probably me just trying to get copper onto this lane, not realizing I could do it the other way because it was just, like, most of these connections are just quick and dirty. Okay, very easy fix. So that means this goes here. Ooh, this one we should actually change at the right stage, though. This is 3.2, okay. Look at that, we even save an entity. I mean, it's only one entity, but we do technically save an entity from this. Yeah, the only other thing I could think is if we took the fuel off at the end, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Now, it does slightly change the fuel prio and startup time, but because this is just a basic copper lane, that should not matter at all. Okay, perfect. I don't know why I cleared the belt just then. Maybe to make sure that I did it correctly. That's fair, actually. Yeah, that's a good reason. Okay, so copper needs to be on the input side for both of them now, and then solid fuel needs to be over here. Okay, we can make that work. This one does not have a spot for solid fuel yet either. I forgot about my LDS lane. I love my LDS lane and my blue chip lane. They're both a little bit silly, but I like them. Okay, let's see if we can get this up here. Because now it's on the close side. It should be easy to set up. Okay, I think that works. Except we accidentally have an underground here that's not supposed to be there. Let's see, that looks good. So that's going to put copper on the far close side, and this is going to put copper on the close side. So now we just need to figure out how we can get solid fuel onto this side cleanly. And I think our best bet for that... Actually, can I flip these? Not exactly. What did I have before? Because I tried flipping it and it didn't really make a difference. Because it really doesn't matter which side gets side loaded where. That's the left, okay. But if we do it this way, it's a lot easier to attach the solid fuel, I think. Because the right side is going to be side loaded, this one the left side. Okay. Because yeah, this is just a design to make it that it's a 50-50 split perfectly, which honestly does not matter that much. Like, we could also side load here. And if you side load like that, you can also use a compressor to the left, which works decently. They're pretty comparable, but when I can, this is a nice way to do it. Especially since there's a way to do it that doesn't necessarily waste entities. Because now we're fully utilizing the underground belt, which is very nice. Same thing here. We can save one entity. It's not too big of a difference, but it's free. Yeah, still no idea why we're building these on such weird stages, but you know what? We're gonna have like 2 days at least where we're just fixing up stage splits. So we just gotta embrace it. Okay, obviously this should be an underground. Okay, so we need to get solid fuel down here, and we need to get it up here. What if we... Let's see, which one needs it first? Okay, this one needs the solid fuel first. So I think I want to swap this. Now we can connect solid fuel onto this belt. Now this one becomes this. Isn't that what I had? No, it's a little... I think that's different. There we go. This one we can connect as we need, but now we have the option to have the solid fuel split here. Okay, I think I can live with this. The real question is, does it work? Which is a very strong maybe. Let's upgrade this. Oh, can we not upgrade it that way? Really? Okay. Let's do a red loader. Nope. Messed that up. I never know how you upgrade loaders because, like, you don't line up the arrows, right? You line up the belt end. Because they're just a little... Yeah, like this will flip it. This will... Actually, no, that doesn't flip it. Yeah, I know. They they don't make sense to me conceptually. But this seems to be right. Wait. This is not side-loaded, though. Solid fuel, you know, solid fuel, I'm not sure if I actually want to do an even split like this. I guess there's not a huge downside, right? That's on the wrong side of the belt. Okay, it does matter. Okay, so this one's right, this one is not. I could do this. That is no longer side-loading evenly, though. They're both taking the right. What about that? Oh, but that's not loading evenly either. This kind of works. I hate that. It's like the thing that makes the copper nice and clean makes the solid fuel nice and not clean. So I need to figure out a solution for that. What if I sideload it beforehand? No, sideloading it beforehand is not necessarily a good option. If I do this, it's really easy to tell my intentions. Now, it doesn't save entities. Let's see, the top one takes first from the same side as can go to bottom. Oh yeah, true. If I do it that way, I should probably sideload it or add a input prio. Yeah, because it was taking from the close side, which was the close side here. Yeah, good point. Yeah, input or output prio would have fixed that at least. What if I can I swap what side this copper goes on? Oh wait, this isn't set up right. I do need to swap what side the copper goes on. Or I just need to redesign this part. Actually, I can redesign that part. Actually, can I? I'm putting... Wait, am I putting fuel on the right side? Huh. Okay, I messed something up here. And this is why we put the infinity chests on the end. Was it always messed up? No, that was the other side. What was different here? I thought this one was just a straight side load. Maybe this one never worked. Because I know we were definitely side loading solid fuel right here. Which I still can do, but that doesn't fix the problem, which is here. I think this is one of those things that we fix by redoing it. See, if we switch which side copper is on, it fixes it. Which is easy enough. Like, that isn't terrible, right? Yeah, this doesn't actually use any more entities, so this one's fine. Okay. So that fixes the solid fuel problem, I think. And then we can either sideload solid fuel here, or we can sideload solid fuel here. Obviously, I think this saves a little bit better. Yeah, top copper on opposite side. I just was trying to figure out where the best spot to do that was. Okay, and now that we're setting this up, it's actually finally at a point where we should try to save some entities. Okay, that looks good. I don't think we need to save every entity. Just a lot of them. Because we're not going to be able to get... We're not going to get these perfect. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be saving like every entity, but The really obvious ones I should definitely take care of. That is a weird underground. I guess that's fine. Stage move, delete. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. Then we have the entire other side. Yeah, we're going to be... we'll be spending a lot of time saving entities, but... I mean, it's going to make a pretty big difference. There's a lot of spots where you can probably save 30% entities, which is going to be the difference of like 5 to 10,000 belt. Like, that's a lot. Yeah, I think copper's good. I don't think this is a bad design per se. Honestly, this one really isn't bad. This design... Is this one... Wait, is this one... Does this fix it? Does this have any downsides? They're taking from different sides of the belt, right? No, they're both taking from left. That's why I stopped that one. This is the one that took from opposite sides. But then it put them on the wrong side. I'm remembering now. Okay. This was the solution we had here. This is the one that I said, let's just do an output prio. So this makes it that most of the half will go up here, and then the other half will go down there. So that will make it that it actually takes from this far side. And why is that? Why is that my number one button? Okay. It's okay. It would be a lot cleaner if I could swap the sides of copper. But I don't think that's worth it, because I have to swap the sides of one of them, and they're all coming from the same side. So either way, it's not going to be pretty. Okay, and then it looks like we can probably move this one tile closer, which is nice. Some entities we can save here. We'll worry about that later. Stage move. Okay, so we're moving it one tile left, which would be here, I think. Yeah. Which means this can go way farther. Okay. I think that is correct, aside from the fact that this is too long of a belt. Okay, something like that is not terrible. We could also move this a little bit over and not belt weave it, but pass it through like here, if we need this space for anything, but I think this is good. And yeah, that saved like 10 tiles over what we had before. So yeah, we can probably eliminate like 12 tiles from this gap. Should probably double check that it's set up correctly now, though. Because we have broken it like 3 separate times, and I want to make sure it works first. I hate this belt. Is there a... Honestly, if I wonder if there's a better way, because I want to make it that I don't accidentally delete stuff, but I think we're at the point in the run where I'm not that likely to just accidentally delete an entire belt. Like, it's not like a huge concern, right? It's not like I'm going to be constantly looking for individual half belts to delete at this point in the run. Now, we've tried to avoid design decisions like that early on, when we're at the point that is mostly hand-built, but now that we're at this point in the run, I think we have other concerns, like saving entities is important, because we're just much more likely to need an entity save than we are to need to make it human-proof. And now it's all about that bot resistance. Okay, that's good. Let's keep the same pattern here. Actually, wait, how many more entities would we save? Because this is 6, right? We would save 2 more entities if we made it more undergrounds, I think. Yeah, we would save 2 entities total, and it would actually be significantly more expensive. Are bots actually the limiting factor with burners? I mean, build speed-wise, they're still going to be an issue. If I have the chance to reduce latency, especially when it has very little downside, it's something I should do. It's not as much of a concern. but latency is still very much important because you got to keep in mind our entity cost is like 50 to 100% more for the same amount of production. So even though I'm not aiming for a faster time, I still have to build way more within like the same window. So it is a concern, but it's a different kind of concern because we just need to make up for the fact that bots are so bad. Or that the burners are so bad. We don't want to lose time that we can save for free. Free-ish. But yeah, we have plenty of underground still. But yeah, our base is very entity heavy. Actually, can we get an entity count? Is there a way to check entity count, or do you just have to do math? If we compare our base, it is about you know, we can say this is about 80,000 probably. Then if we look at their base, it's probably about 50,000. Because I'm just comparing these ones, because these are most of it. There's probably differences here too. But since we haven't placed all the power poles, we can't really compare it. But yeah, we could probably say we have like 60% more entities at least in our base alone. When we count the drills, it gets a lot higher. The drills are where the entity count varies drastically. Good old burner inserters, burner drills. Because let's see, you have this compared to this, and 2 inserters. Yeah. Good thing we're saving. That's true. Good thing we're saving like 20% on poles. I wish the pole saving was high. I mean, it is there. How much burner inserter is worse UPS wise? Let's see. How many outposts did they get to? That's the best way we can compare it. I want to say 70% worse, because I think they have about 3 times the production. Yeah, I guess number of outposts doesn't really help, does it? Because I don't know how big their outposts are. I guess I could test it real quick, right? I can just like spawn in an outpost. But okay, here's another. Does someone know how many green chips per hour they get up to towards the end? Because that's also a number we can use to compare. But I'm going to say probably at least half as bad, probably like 70 to 80. How much? Oh, you should clarify. You mean like fuel part of the burner inserter, ignoring throughput? Oh, like how much fueling them is worse? Okay, end is 300. How do you know that? Times. Okay, that's per minute. Okay. So their end is approximately 18 million green chips per hour, roughly. Ours is probably 6. So if that does that give you an idea of how much worse burner inserters are UPS wise? If you're talking about the fueling aspect of it, I don't think that's the main problem. So like I don't think that's what adds much of a UPS bottleneck. Probably a little bit because I have to add some circuits to make the inserters work better and use a bunch more half belts. But I don't think that's drastic compared to the throughput problems. I think that's where most of the issues lie. I didn't realize they got to that high of a production. I cannot keep myself from laughing. So like our end goal is probably about 6 to 7 million. I think is reasonable when we have an actual run. We can run just the outposts and get like 10, but with biters with an actual base, I don't think it's that. I don't think that's that achievable. Yeah, okay, yeah, that one I can't really say. I don't know how I would compare that. Maybe if I put like 1,000 inserters that just move solid fuel or something. You think one is about 16 GCs per minute? That sounds about right, because I think they have about 20 outposts in the end. Or at least they used to. I think someone said like 20 to 25 at some point. But obviously as time comes down, that probably changes. Okay, we're on 3.2, okay. You can try to make a performance test? Actually, I'll probably have to wrap up before that. But I think everyone who asked was is in the Discord. So you can always post the results there. But yeah, I have to end like pretty much right at 3 today. So my main goal was to finish the unloading station today, so I think we got that taken care of. We'll do more burner designing tomorrow though too. But yeah, I can safely say they're worse, but yeah, I don't know if they're that much worse in that regard. I'm just so concerned with the fact I spend so much time laughing at how bad their throughput is. I forget to question that they're bad in other ways too. Why does this not work? None of these work. What was I smoking? Okay. So this is 4 belts. Honestly, this one might be worth. Nah. I think if it's not a full length, I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, exactly. I have to enforce the suckiness of burner inserters. I will not stop until everybody understands you shouldn't use them. This is actually just like an activist type of run. I'm just trying to convince people that they're bad. To prove to Woob that they need to improve them. my ulterior motive. Make burner inserters good again. Or in the first place, I guess, is more accurate. Because I guess they were never good. Maybe if they used to run without fuel somehow. Okay, so that's this is now 100 entities. I don't have anything to compare it to. But if I just do that, 48 versus. Wait, why did I copy this? Let's save that. One entity. 48 versus 22. Okay, yeah, that's 30 to 40% reduction. I'll take that. And I don't think the cost is that much higher, right? I know with red belt it's pretty small. I think with underground it's also pretty small. Let's see. This is 6 tiles is 9 iron. This is 6 tile. Oh, okay, never mind. It's twice the iron cost. I didn't realize the iron cost was double with yellow belt. Not a huge deal because 9 iron, right? Like, it's a difference of 9 iron for underground versus transport belts. This is the same difference between red and yellow. It just one of them is more proportionally worse. But we have so much underground belt production, it does not matter. Okay. So that's connected. I say we try to make it as tight as we can over here, get all of the lanes connected, and then we shift the rails afterwards. That's probably the best way to go about it. So let's make the assumption that we're actually rotating the red belt here. Now I think at this point we probably want to start saving on red belt. Not entirely sure. I think for spacing purposes, maybe we plan the first one around yellow belt and then we can decrease it later. We can add space later too. We're literally just shifting this left and right, so I don't think it matters. Let's plan for red belt. I think that's better for our sanity, which we need to preserve as much as we can these days. Okay, so solid fuel is here. We're gonna ignore that. Okay, this is a very weird copper lane. Oh, okay, it's because this is going into blue chips. Yeah, blue chips are weird. That does make sense. Okay, so copper needs to be on the top for both of these. That is an easy fix, I think, or an easy thing to set up. So we just need to do this. We'll move this over. Because I think conceptually this design is fine. So iron, copper is going to go up. Then it's going to split. And then this should use an entire lane. And then the other copper is way up there. But that's easy enough to get the rest of the way with yellow. Perfect. And then entities, savings, might as well. What is this? Is that just a fuel belt? That's another copper belt. Wait, did I miss a copper lane? No, I just shifted. That's the one I literally just moved. Yeah. Okay. The burners are getting to me. It's the only explanation. Okay, that works, I guess. There might be something we can do to shift it. Like there might be a balance like here. I think is a little better actually. Yeah, that minimizes the undergrounds a lot better. Okay, now this one, the solid fuel needs to be on the bottom. Haven't really figured out how we're gonna do the solid fuel. What if I do like a... Yeah, we'll need to think more about the solid fuel distribution, because obviously this is more than enough solid fuel here. I think there's just a couple spots where we need to do solid fuel a little bit differently. And which one is the main lane? This one is the main lane, so this should work. Because like this is one of those things where we just need like one belt going into all of these initially, as long as we don't steal solid fuel from the end, which I don't think we do here. I think in the middle we send solid fuel through to red belt, but I'm pretty sure we don't grab it from the end. I think we added a dedicated belt for that purpose. Let's see, this needs to be moved down a stage. That is a very important side load. Oh, you know, I feel like that's caused issues in some of my testing before. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and this is one of those things where we clearly have extra copper, because this is a very weird amount of copper, but it's not a full lane of copper. And this is why we have 8 going into 7 belts. Or this is why we're splitting into 8, and we're going to have a compressor. Or a balancer. Probably a compressor. Nah, I don't know. Haven't decided yet. We'll probably have a compressor here. They're very easy to set up. But either way, there's a lot of spots where we're only consuming like 90% of a belt, which is why I think we can get away with assuming we get 8 full yellow belts out of this and connect it that way. Because I think there'll be enough backing up here and there that we should be okay. If we can't make that assumption, I don't know, things break, but they're not going to break that badly, so we'll be fine. Okay, so one copper lane is there, and then we send the other one up. Can this move over a tile? Yes, but it doesn't make a difference. Okay, these are going to be some weird connections. I'm just realizing how far all of this copper is going to go. Which I guess that's expected, but it's definitely going to be a little bit messy. Maybe we'll have some of the lanes go through here instead. Actually, you know what? The space from here to here doesn't matter. There's no reason to make this complicated when I can just have extra space there. That's going to make the difference of maybe like 2 seconds of my building train traveling. Like, it's not... And like a few seconds start delay. Not anything compared to the 30 to 60 minutes of start delay we have for some of them. Ooh, do you have a... What's that? Do you send me a cool idea for burner designs? And shift this down 1 tile. Possibly not. Okay, yes, I see what you're talking about, Red Wraith. That is... So this is not an entity savings thing. This is a inserters don't work if I shift it down thing. So I mention it a lot. I refer to it as being unsafe design. So inserters, if I can't almost guarantee that they'll fuel themselves, given any number of fuel on the belt, or any density of fuel on the belt, I can't have it designed that way. So I can save an entity, But if I do that, I lose about 30% of my inserters forever, unless I manually feed them. So there's a lot of times throughout my base where we waste an extra tile to make it that the inserter is almost guaranteed to work. That's a pretty important design. Now, if you see something where it's the opposite and we are grabbing from something like this, that's definitely worth pointing out. Because I think I have a couple legacy designs where I used to do this stuff before I realized at low fuel densities, it kills the inserters. But yeah, definitely understandable assumption. Yeah, the only other solution is circuit logic on every single inserter. Or manual fueling. Maybe one day when we can get like remote burner drill fuel delivery, things will get better. I don't know if that's ever planned. But that sure would be nice. Okay, and then it looks like copper is this one, so we can just copy this and shift it over. Can that? Ooh, wait, that can just reach like that. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and this looks like a hot mess. I have no idea what that is. We're just gonna assume it is a hot mess and nothing more. Okay, and then just for testing's sake, we are going to put some of this on the belt. Then we'll give it copper, and we'll copy that as well. Okay, perfect. Now we can actually see if things are going on the correct side again, because apparently we need to double check that, because it's very easy to mess up. No idea what that is. We definitely don't need it. Okay, and then it looks like we have one iron lane in the middle. However, it's really awkwardly split. Actually, wait, which one's the iron? This one's iron. Okay, let's just redesign it then. Okay, so if iron is here, iron's going to be up here, so we can actually assume there's only a yellow belt at this point. And it's going to be coming from the top. Now, it doesn't look like the side matters. This fuel is just for this lane, and this fuel is just for this lane. Okay, so it doesn't matter how we set up the iron and copper, it just needs to exist. And then same thing, we need to make sure we don't sideload from the wrong spot. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward. So this is an iron lane. We'll copy this, we'll replace it with iron. And we'll place it right here. Okay. That's split on the right half. This is the left half. Or let's just go west and east. Maybe that makes it easier. Because it's the belt's right half, but it's my left half. If only I could rotate my screen. Actually, that would be a really weird... Imagine if you could like rotate Factorio. That would be confusing. It wouldn't have any benefit, really. It would just be kind of cool looking. Okay, and then what if we... Let's see, which one is the input? Okay, so this is the input for copper. Now, these are actually feeding into the insides as well. So I don't think I want to split this lane too much. I think I want to give this a dedicated copper, a dedicated solid fuel lane. Because these and these are going to have incredibly high start time if they don't. So that means I probably want a splitter. Actually, no. No, I don't want a splitter. This is better. And then same thing down here. Yeah, same thing down here, actually. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. We'll try to save some entities later. I think I might have to do a solid fuel belt that just compresses things to the left, because I don't think splitting things as needed is gonna work. We definitely need this kind of thing, just with less splits. But that'll make it that things can start a lot faster, and it only costs, like, it's gonna cost more belt, but it's not a ton more belt. Like, it's probably going to add, I don't know, let's say it does, it's about 2 rows. It'll probably add about 50 splitters for like this many, or 50 undergrounds for this many furnaces, which is really low, 5% increase in cost, but it will make it that it can start up to 2 times faster. Probably worth it. We're going to put a note for that because we can't actually add it today. Solid fuel compressor. Only 5% more costly. But we'll have to work on that tomorrow because that is it for me today. Thanks you all for watching. Thanks for the tips on the train and the balancer. Definitely need those. Fortunately, we don't have to work with the train for a while. Oh, 2 seconds? Yeah, okay. We can wait until your test is done. I'd say I'll respawn because I'm pretty sure Red Wraith might not be here. Or I don't think he heard my response to his DM. Well, not DM, but pointed out that I can save a belt in the I can save a belt in one of my underground, or in one of my LDS designs. Also says rotate it, shift down, and have undergrounds from a similar output to the central belt side load. What does that mean? They add about 15% UPS. That's... Wait, is that for comparable throughput? Oh gosh. Is wait, what's that? What's that compared to? Is that just burner inserters moving like solid fuel? Like not accounting for the fact that you need like a bajillion more of everything? What? So what makes up the other like 60? Basically, I'm wondering what makes up the other 60% gap between my outpost design and theirs. It could be the drills. Actually, the drills could be pretty bad. Oh, and the chests. The chests don't help. Yeah, I want to try to make sense of this. Rotate it, shift down, and have undergrounds from a similar output to the central belt side load. But yeah, someone posted in the Discord server that we can save an entity here, but we can't because this is for burner consistency. So I'm trying to see. I can't make sense of the alternative. Rotate, shift down, and have undergrounds from a simpler. I might just have to ask for clarification. Rotate what? You think there were more entities? Oh, that's true. We do just have a ton of entities active all the time, regardless of if they're doing anything. Yeah, I'll have to ask him for clarification. But that's it for me today. Thanks for all the help. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. It was nice being back to Friday streams. Eventually, Friday will, I think, be my non-Factorio day or something. But until we're a bit closer to getting burner finished, I really want to work on burner designs 2 to 3 days a week. So Friday will be that day. But yeah, have a good one. Peace.